Virgin Voyages has seemed to spark a lot of recent debate surrounding the atmosphere it provides and the experience you will expect to receive when on board. So far, many passengers who have been on other previous cruises have seemed to find there's a difference when it comes to Virgin Voyages. Is it a little too spicy? A little too raunchy for some cruise passengers? Well, it has been setting some controversy about what the experience is like on Virgin Voyages and what sets it apart from other major cruise lines. It seems this type of atmosphere that Virgin Voyages has on offer is what's attracting the wave of cruisers heavily flocking towards the new fleets. However, it's the party type of atmosphere and lively entertainment that truly sets Virgin Voyages apart from the rest of cruise lines. Plus, the ship is just built different, looks different, and totally operates differently from the other usual styles of cruises. I must say that for one, what really sets Virgin Voyages apart is that the cruise line prides itself on being an adults only experience, and the way it's marketed really does reflect just that. The cruise line is built on the purpose to cater for adults aged 18 years and older. The activities you will come across on board will reflect this as well. You would most likely come across foods that are generally more appealing to a younger set of travelers, as well as the entertainment. So when you go on board, if you eventually decide to take the leap, don't forget to get jiggy with it, as this is what will be an often occurrence. People just looking for a good time, almost 24/7 it seems like. I must also mention that as part of the marketing campaign of Virgin Voyages, you don't see kids being shown or advertised, as it's not generally targeted towards being overly family friendly in some sense. So you can go ahead and pick and choose as to what you think I'm trying to hint at here. I could really go ahead and ramble on and on and on about what you can expect on board, but it's truly an experience, and if you haven't as yet, then you should partake in a cruise on Virgin Voyages, even if it's only once, just to cross it off your list and to decide whether or not you may like this type of cruise experience. It's easy to be judgmental outside of the boat, but a lot can change even your own perspective once you set foot on board. Just a warning though, as typically these type of cruises is that you should take note that things on board can get real loud and full of life in a moment's notice, whether through the activities provided or even with others you meet on board. So really, all in all, Virgin Voyages has definitely established itself as the cruise line for grown-ups, and you have to be in a more mature mindset to understand that things can get pretty wild. So with this being said, it is wise to assume that not everyone is on board with this edgy approach that Virgin Voyages have on offer, and you may be in for quite a surprise. Some cruisers have definitely made it known that they have concerns about how raunchy the atmosphere can get on board, and maybe just a little bit too much. Every now and then you may hear stories of people getting a little too handsy, the continuous nightlife features, and the overly excitement of partying and drinking. But like I mentioned before, this type of cruise may be great for some, mainly targeted towards young adults and millennials, as whereas other seasoned cruisers may not be accepting of how the environment is on board. But as a crew member that's well aware of these different type of cruise offerings, I must say that these experiences are not new on any ship. It's just that it's a little bit more controlled. So I technically do not see anything wrong with how Virgin Voyages run its operations, as fun is fun for everyone. So what's the true verdict here? Is Virgin Voyages too raunchy or too much targeted to young adults? Well, for me, I truly think it's just offering a new, unique and exciting experience, especially for young adults. But however, that can be always up for debate. Just make sure you know before you go on a Virgin Voyages cruise is that the hype and the sexy atmosphere it has on display is a big part of the brand and what it has to offer. Also note that the cruise line often makes sure that its programming of events is fully immersive and respectable for all to participate in. But whether or not the sexy vibe on board is just too much for some passengers, just ultimately remember that it's a matter of preference. Some passengers will absolutely love this kind of experience, while others may totally despise it. If you do end up on board, it is wise to just let loose, have a good time, and fully indulge in the adult targeted offerings on board. I must say, it's certainly a lively experience, and you shouldn't be too quick to be judgmental. As they say, don't knock it till you try it. If you haven't touched that like button yet, I implore you to do so now, and leave a comment if you've ever been on Virgin Voyages. How was the atmosphere, and did it seem a bit too raunchy or sexy for you? Also, watch my next video that you may see here on the screen. It's Onik, your cruise employee, and I'm out.